On to our other major story tonight, the bloody end to the siege at the Russian Parliament building. Government troops blasted their way into the building called the Russian White House. Part of the building remained on fire tonight. Americans are among the casualties. Channel 2's Tony Guida is live in our newsroom with the very latest. Tony?
Dana, Boris Yeltsin's victory against his hardline opponents was a bloody business. Scores of Russians died, the exact numbers not known. But bodies were stacked outside the Russian White House. U.S. officials say 1 American is among the dead, 5 others injured.
As night fell in Moscow, snipers and machine gun fire kept Yeltsin's forces from taking control of the Parliament building where Russians killed Russians today. It was the worst political violence since the Bolshevik Revolution. A military attack on Russia's parliament, ordered by Russia's president against opposition members of parliament, touching off 10 hours of fierce fighting that both sides claim was a struggle for democracy.
There is no democracy in Moscow tonight, nor has there been since September 21, when Mr. Yeltsin, and we forget this, closed down not only parliament, but the elected vice president, the elected constitutional court, and the attorney general. That precipitated these bloody events.
All day long, Russian tanks pounded the parliament's headquarters. Even as the battle raged, Yeltsin went on television to say he was putting down an armed revolt organized by vengeful communists and fascists. President Clinton reiterated United States support for Yeltsin.
We very much regret the loss of life in Moscow, but it is clear that the opposition forces started the conflict and that President Yeltsin had no other alternative.
Tonight, I spoke with Russian expert Stephen Cohen, who believes Clinton's unconditional support of Yeltsin is a mistake.
He should have said somewhere that that parliament had also been elected, and that when you destroy parliaments in Russia, you revert to dictatorship and even despotism.
Late today, Yeltsin's chief rival, Alexander Rutskoy, who had vowed to fight to the death, was forced to surrender. He and Parliament Chairman Kazbalatov were taken to prison. Yeltsin had won a bloody battle, but a war may be yet to come.
What happens next is the battle moves to the provinces. A lot of deputies had looked to the central parliament for leadership. They're afraid of Mr. Yeltsin. Will they resist? Will they capitulate? Will he need to use the army in the provinces?
Boris Yeltsin is promising free and fair elections in December. But with the army in the streets of Moscow, with the country's elected vice president in prison, with Yeltsin controlling national television, where most Russians get their news, it's hard to see tonight how elections can be either fair or free. Ernie?
Okay, thank you, Tony.